Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Bonus Round, episode number 33. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinside.
Yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yeah, Spider-Man!
What's up, guys? I say penis. Wait, I say Parker, you say penis.
No, oh my gosh.
I butchered that one.
Well, you did say penis.
Yeah. But anyways, welcome listeners and viewers to the All You Can Geek Bonus Round 33 Spider-Man Homecoming Edition.
Spoilercast.
Spoilercast.
If you have not seen
Get that
Spider-Man
out of the
Homecoming,
way.
Yes.
you've not seen Spider-Man Homecoming, you care about spoilers, just come back to this after you have it. We're going to spoil literally everything about this movie. Everything.
Yeah, so do not listen if you haven't watched it yet. You should go watch it if you haven't yet, by the way. You should see this movie. I think all of us here, no matter what our opinions are of this movie, all of us will recommend this, right?
Yeah.
Universal
I would think so.
recommendation? Okay. I figured that much. After the movie, Mike and I talked a little bit, so I have Mike's opinions a little bit. So, Tony also, for those are going to listen to this, Tony has, in fun, listed his predictions about what our reactions will be of this movie. So he will release the password to us while we are going to talk about this movie, right?
Yep. So just because I was seeing it so far ahead of you guys, like, because usually when we see,
week.
yeah, it's a long time for a movie that we all see. Usually it's like same weekend because most of these do same weekend.
Very rarely do I miss a Marvel premiere. This is the first.
This is the first one.
Yeah.
So just in good fun, I was like, I think I have a good thought process behind most of your personalities and stuff. So I was like, let me just play around with this, think what you guys would say when you finally see this movie. So I had some time and just wrote up a little document, password protected it, emailed it to you guys so you have it. I can't edit it anymore, so we're gonna do it live. I'll give you the password towards the end after we've said all our spiel and see how close or far I go.
Okay. All right, so from this point forward, there will be spoilers. Do not listen if you have not seen the movie and care about spoilers, because we're going to go free talk on this, okay? So,
Yep.
All right, we're not going to break the whole movie down. We don't have to. Well, we'll talk about our favorite sequences.
Parts, yeah.
Sure.
So, I just want to start off saying that I absolutely loved this movie. Like, I got to say that for fun factor and maybe, well, for me, Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel hero. So to see him represented on screen, like I was being cautious about this. So I didn't want to say that he's the best Spider-Man that I've ever seen because I want to watch a whole movie of this. But I will say right now, this is the best Spider-Man I've ever seen. So, yeah, Tony.
So you like the high school Spider-Man?
It worked.
What's that, Spider-Man?
You didn't like the idea of that Spider-Man.
No, I didn't like the idea of that Spider-Man. I like a college-level Peter Parker, usually. And I'm not saying I'm going to like the sequel as much if they do this second-year high school thing. But right now, let's live in the now. This guy, I mean, awesome. Like, I think I was grinning this entire movie. I think I was smiling this entire movie. Like this is both aspects of Spider-Man that I wanted to see. Peter Parker nailed Spider-Man, young Spider-Man, but nailed. Like that's how you do this. That's how you Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, and I saw that, and I'll say I oversold it a little bit with Civil War, but I was just like, if this guy Tom Holland can do that with whatever material Marvel's going to give him for the Spider-Man movie, there's no question in my mind that he's going to be my favorite version of Spider-Man in the film because, just like I said, Tobey Maguire did a decent Peter Parker, good Peter Parker, but he didn't do, in my opinion, a great Spider-Man.
He wasn't like he wasn't like dropping lines, and he wasn't like
fast
chatting.
talking.
Fast talk. He wasn't like the more nervous Spider-Man gets, the more he talks, and he wasn't like that.
Yeah. I think he was. I don't think we remember it as much because we're like, oh, Tobey Maguire. But I think he did do that a bit in those movies.
He tried.
I recently watched Spider-Man 1, and he did not.
That's not true. What are like half of his lines with like Bonesaw even in the beginning of the thing? He's taunting him the whole time.
No, he wasn't. and even his delivery was off in that movie. Did you watch that recently? His delivery is wrong. It's like, it sounds like it's just from a different room. First of all, second of all, it just doesn't, like, he calls him, like, if you talk about the Green Goblin, he calls him Gobby. It doesn't work in that movie. It just doesn't work. Gobby. He says Gobby in that movie.
So that's been written out many times.
Does not work though. His delivery doesn't work. Watch it.
I mean, we have to. I think everybody can agree though that his Spider-Man isn't the best Spider-Man, and his Parker was better. But
yeah,
I think we all agree Peter Parker was better than his Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was better than Tobey Maguire's. But I think Tom Holland. Yeah, I think Tom Holland unified the two roles excellently. I think he did a fantastic job. That's my point.
Spectacular, even.
Oh, yeah. We can do amazing.
Oh, God.
This is happening all night. So, I mean, guys, Corey, what'd you think?
No, I liked it a lot, too. I think that it is my favorite Spider-Man film, although Spider-Man 2 is fantastic.
It is.
Amazing, spectacular.
It is very good.
I think they're very close. Nostalgia factor may pull it in front, but then you go back and it doesn't hold up special effect wise. But it's still a fantastic film. And I think there's a lot of parallels with the villain.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think there's more parallels with Green Goblin.
There's intentional parallels.
Yeah, I think there's more Green Goblin parallels. But
I mean, as far as scenes, there's parallels there, but as far as characters, no way.
Okay, all right.
I think they make him much more sympathetic. I don't feel sympathy towards, like, Norman Osborn.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
He's a freaking billionaire guy who got pissed off that he got voted out of his board. Where, like, Alfred Molina's Doc Ock was a much more sympathetic character.
That's
he
why
had a better relationship with Peter.
Yeah, that's why I like that movie so much.
Right, and that's what they did here with this character. They made him more relatable and a blue-collar villain.
Yeah. I think that
I definitely appreciated that.
It had definitely. I felt it was more. It had more tropes from Spider-Man 1, from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, it's some mirrors there with like the discovery of the identity and stuff. But
I mean, it's
the one
the
thing,
origins
thing
too.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have an origins though. I like that.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But the one thing I really like was two parts. So the intro to the whole movie with like just setting up like however many years ago when
YouTube video or whatever he did.
Well, not only, but when like post Avengers, like post the New York battle, they were showing the younger Michael Keaton then how he invested in all of these trucks and stuff, right, and was trying to clean it up, and then the government came in, shut him down, and then it's like you find out, oh look, it's Tony Stark, and it's like he even said in the movie, like not only does he get to cause the mess, he gets to profit off of cleaning it up and stuff like that. So you could just see there how again like Tony Stark's decisions and actions, while they may be for the greatest good, it still winds up hurting people, which is I think a recurring theme of Iron Man.
Yeah,
but
I think I just follow that. Yeah.
But just goes to show like that's what ultimately caused his descent into villainy, which was really cool. But the other thing then is when we go to the present day, and I love how it kind of starts off with him going to Germany with his video vlog. He's like, and the way he did it is exactly how I imagine a modern teenager would do a vlog.
Like, YouTube star type.
Yeah,
I go on this cool trip.
And I just loved, how he was just so excited about everything and especially with Happy. Happy just, because, he's like up here and Happy just like, this is a fucking babysitting job for me. And this is even close to what we usually do.
I gotta say, Jon Favreau, fantastic job in this movie. Yeah.
But I mean, even the stuff where it's like,
I don't agree, Corey.
When he wears a suit, he's like, "Oh, that guy just got really big. Gotta go, guys!" And just like.
I did like the nod to like the Peter Parker taking photos of himself as Spider-Man.
Yep.
I thought that was a nice touch. Like, oh, we're gonna tape this, web this camera somewhere so I can take pictures of myself, because that wasn't in this film at all. But they kind of give it a little hey, nod. Remember this from the comics? Yeah, we're doing it.
Or like when he was in the suit and he was freaking out and Happy comes, he's like, we have very thin walls here.
I mean, I like Happy. I like Jon Favreau's character.
I think Jon Favreau was good.
Like he's good. I just think his character was. I didn't like the character and what he was portraying, like how he was portrayed.
Babysitter, you mean?
The fact that he
was just comic relief, really.
He wasn't the comic relief. He was like
this guy is texting you over and over. You don't have time to someone like text. Yeah. Like you don't have time for this guy. I just didn't like that aspect.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I like that. I like that because that suits
it was
his
funny
character.
When he randomly decided to
it just didn't
respond that for one time for no real reason.
Yeah, it just was out of like there's no reason. Like he answers the phone this time. Okay, so that was jarring for me when he answers the phone. And then like Tony gave him this job, and then he talks about, I wouldn't have a job without you. Like what is your point in this film then? Like I don't know. It just seemed weird.
He was there to serve a comedic purpose. That was it, and a little bit of a cameo.
And they do touch on it too, like, Tony says later on, like, nobody believed in me, when I got you, a 15-year-old kid, to come out or whatever. It's like, yeah, so you believe this kid's going to be good enough to join your civil war, but then you put Happy on him, who has absolutely no interest in babysitting this guy whatsoever. So it just seemed weird, and it threw me out of that a little bit, because it seemed not fit from what we just saw in Civil War.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mike, impressions of the movie. Like, what did you think of it?
I really liked it. I think it maybe won A or 2 for my movies this year. I think overall Logan was still a little bit more impactful for me. But this movie is right there. I like it more than Wonder Woman and Guardians, though.
I agree. I mean, I disagree on the Logan aspect of it, but that's, splitting hairs. I mean, Logan's a very good movie, and all of those are good movies. I mean, either way. It's just a matter of, like, opinions, really, on that matter. So it's like you're, like, splitting hairs. So I do agree.
I'm still less hesitant to say, like, it's actually better than like the first 2 Maguire movies. I feel like it's just a different era. It's hard to compare.
It's absolutely better than 1.
I think you could say 1 is an easy.
I like 1 better than 2, honestly, because I didn't like that whole web tile dysfunction storyline. I thought it was ridiculous.
I disagree.
And I feel like it's just the first time when you see all that for the first time, and like you get actual Green Goblin, you get that same sort of dynamic that we got in this movie late in the movie, with the father of an ally.
Nostalgia for that movie, though. Like, I remember seeing it in the theater, absolutely. But as far as doing it better, they do it better here.
I don't know. I just feel like it's it's hard to compare, but I don't know if I would say it's 100% better. And I also
that's fair.
One of I don't want to get into the issues yet, but
go ahead.
I'll say that one of the issues about Spider-Man, I know, like, we like to say, he's so smart and all that stuff, and I don't particularly like that being a highlight of him. I feel like he's an ability-based character. He's not a gadget-based character, and this movie sort of made him more of a gadget-based character.
Well, hold on. Stuff. Yeah, I didn't mind the Karen things, and I think they did not debunk. They actually did not say he didn't have spider-senses, but
I think that pretty much we're going to see that he develops that later. That's what they've been saying about him.
He doesn't have it. He has them when it suits the movie.
I mean, he absolutely did not at all throughout this movie. He was surprised by many things many times in this movie.
Oh, absolutely. But like in Civil War, he had them.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he had that reaction with
And then in
Winter
Infinity
Soldier.
War, he will have them.
Yeah.
So that's like literally a plot hole then from Civil War.
It's absolutely a movie thing.
Absolutely,
it's not a plot hole.
Movie thing.
It's just to fit the film.
Okay, fine. I mean, then it's a plot hole because he absolutely does not have it here at all.
I agree with you.
And I think they're going to actually make a plot point where he develops them in Infinity War, because that's just how
they're not going to give him that much time to make it develop.
They won't be able to do plot development.
They already described the scene, like he's on the bus and his hair stand up and his spider sense goes off.
Oh, there you go. I mean, that enough is like, oh, there's spider sense. It's there.
Yeah, they said it was there. They just didn't put it in the movie, but he's developing that as it goes.
But anyway, back to like I thought the organic webbing from the original trilogy was a good retcon. I feel like
I did not like that at all.
I think that's a great retcon.
I completely disagree with you on this.
Webbing is his signature thing, and to think it's not like his actual power, I think that's
no.
Yes, it's
kind
like
of gross.
How they
yes, it is kind of gross. He invents this because he's fucking smart, Mike. That's the idea behind Peter Parker.
Everyone is smart. Tony Stark is so smart. Hulk so
I just
smart. Everyone
like
is the smartest person in their field.
You
Doctor
just
Strange
dropped.
Is a doctor. Why does everyone have to be a genius? It's
because they are.
How can you say that when Batman is your favorite character?
That's his deal. That deal in his side. Superman isn't the smartest man in the world. No, Wonder Woman isn't either.
You're right. You're right.
Everyone here needs to be super smart.
That's half of Spider-Man. That's Peter Parker is half
Peter Parker. I understand that, but he's supposed to be nerdy, not necessarily like this genius level intellect.
Yes, he is.
He's not supposed to rival Reed Richards and stuff like that.
Yes, he is.
He's worked for him. I know that.
Yes, he is. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you're wrong, Mike. Yes, he is.
I don't think that needs to be a defining feature of Spider-Man. I don't like the focus of that.
Been since you just actually laid out the first issue that I've read of Spider-Man, where he goes and tries to join the Fantastic Four because he can fucking do that.
No, he has an interest in science, yes, and he's smarter than average, and he's would be a nerd in school for sure. But to make him like this genius level intellect that's creating impossible physics in unbeknownst to his teachers in lab class, I'm like, eh. I just don't think that serves his character as much as
no.
When you think
Peter
of Spider-Man,
Parker is a chemist. He works with Dr. Connors, who is a geneticist, who is the.
I know. There's
that's
people
the idea
in real
behind
life
Peter Parker.
like that.
That's the idea behind it.
That's how he gets his powers. Because of the fucking spider.
Yes, because he's so smart. Yes, that's why he's in that
Everyone is because they're so smart. Yeah, I know.
But
I don't
that's a criticism of the comic industry, Mike. That's not a valid criticism of the fucking character.
Hold up, you just said Batman.
I don't think it's a good thing to focus on of his character. So all the things you can choose for him.
Would you make that statement about Captain America?
What?
That he's that smart?
No.
Okay.
He might be the only one.
There's been 2 movies from him, 3 movies from him. You've given me 4 people that legitimately are listed in the comic books about being that smart. They are. That's the point of their character.
And they do that too with Captain America too. Master tactician, even though there's no reason for it.
When did they say that?
Oh, that's if you want to go by the comics. Yes, he's supposed to be a master tactician. They didn't focus on that for the movies.
I think we're spending a little too much time on this, guys. I'm bored.
This is dumb.
Of it.
Whatever.
I don't know why you're arguing. It's fine. It's Mike's opinion. Let's move on.
I just don't think that should be a highlight for his character.
No.
I don't want him to be a gadget character. I want him to be an ability character. He can be bright. He can be a nerd.
I want to talk about the Spider-Man movie. How about that?
I am talking about
I know, but you guys are arguing. It's like, we get it. So you don't like that aspect, but let's keep moving on. Let's keep going.
All right. Okay.
What are we here for then? I don't know why we can't talk about it.
No, I'm saying finish your comment. Stop interrupting him and just finish your comment so we can keep going.
I'm okay with... Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead, Mike. I don't know where you were on this one.
None of you doesn't even know what to say at this point.
Well, whatever. I prefer him to be a little more...
You prefer the organic...
Right, we get it.
What else? Spider-Man. Okay.
I mean, so that's why I didn't like that. I guess it's okay, but... And I don't know, high school, I could take it or leave it. It didn't ruin the movie for me, for sure.
But I thought it worked with the story.
The only part that I really thought it was a good addition was to have this love interest, and then that was her father. Otherwise I could have left it. I didn't like it.
That twist was awesome.
That was it. I know that was the payoff.
That was the payoff, and it worked. It worked very well. And I'll tell you what, that entire sequence of this movie was amazing.
Yeah. I kind of wish there was more of that.
Really?
A little more. I wish there was more fallout after that.
Oh.
It sort of got wrapped up a little too quickly for me.
I just thought it was oh shit, the entire time. Oh shit, the entire time.
Because I was actually mad that I didn't predict that when it happened.
Yeah, me too.
No,
I'm good.
No,
but I'm really good at calling out stuff.
Family a lot.
Yeah.
No, sure, but there is no hint whatsoever that
there
they're
is
father or daughter.
some misdirection, I guess, with how they look.
Yes.
But
Yeah, and there's no hint whatsoever. They don't hint at it like, oh, like when he's the brake light got fixed or whatever. There's no hints whatsoever.
Yeah.
So there's no way you could have predicted it, which is
I mean,
it's kind of annoying. Like, and the only thing I was thinking is like, is this kid gonna show up at some point? But you couldn't predict it was him.
Yeah. The thing that got me was just because like the Liz thing was like an interesting first love crush, whatever you want to call it. I was like, that's weird. They're really emphasizing this and putting her front and center in that. So I was like, all right, what is this? And
you knew that she would somehow disappear by the end of the movie.
Well, sure, but at the same time, I was like, all right, are they going with her instead of like Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane? And when the twist, like when he shows up to her house, you just see Michael Keaton there. Like, I audibly gasped in the movie theater, and there were some other people that were just like, "Oh shit!" Like, literally saying out loud.
The smiling jaw that I had was like, I think it was just down. It was just like, oh shit!
And
then like the music dropped. And
it was
just
so
bass.
tense.
It was just bass. It was just like, yeah, this shit's real at this point.
Yeah, it's such an awkward conversation because it's like you gotta. Meeting the parents is always a stressful, nervous situation, and for him to be all, your dad's a supervillain. Well, okay, that's.
But even the car ride, like, and
the car ride is so intense.
The scene extended after that, where you're like, oh shit,
as they slowly piecing together the puzzles. And this is why I love like how they wrote the story, because the things that were mentioned about how his excuse for always ducking and not being able to do his extracurricular activities, like, oh, I got the Stark internship, which technically isn't a lie, and then he's like, I'm done with it now, and she mentions it to her dad, and he puts two and together because he's not a dumbass. He's like, some 15-year-old brat is working for Tony Stark. Meanwhile,
who is Iron Man? Yeah,
right. Who is Iron Man?
We all know this.
Yeah, everybody knows that. It just comes full circle there.
And he's friends with Spider-Man.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, exactly. It's like, right, yeah.
And then,
you're that was cool with the lighting, though, with the traffic light.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I loved how it wasn't even anything he did. It was Liz, just because, like, let me talk about Peter, my date. And just, you're like, shut up! Shut up!
Yeah.
No, And I would have said it would have been too big a leap to make for him to put it together, except for the whole DC thing. Because I kind of feel like other people maybe should figure that out. It's like, why is Spider-Man randomly in Washington, D.C. all of a sudden?
Yeah, I love how you put that all together. And then I love how his reasoning, he's like, honey, why don't you go over there and wait? And I'm giving the dad talk. I just love the dad talk line. I was like, that is awesome.
I said that to Tony, too. Like, I was like, this is the feeling I had with this awkward, like, interaction between Peter and Tomes was what I expected to get out of Get Out, and I didn't get that.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I was like, this didn't Get Out better than Get Out did.
Yep, nailed it.
And I said this leaving the movie theater. First of all, I'll say this right now. I think his villain is probably the best Marvel villain so far.
I think he was good. I think he was very good. And I think he... because he was more real, and I think he was flawed, and I think that was like, we don't get that with Marvel villains. Like, that's the idea.
The biggest difference, too, was that his whole thing was to be as small and as insignificant as possible.
Yeah,
and
he just wanted to get
instead
rich.
of being as big and like, I want to take over the world.
Small and real. That's the idea behind it. Like, he wasn't trying to conquer the world. You're right. He was like, I'm part of, like, he's in New York. He's a weapons dealer.
As soon as somebody threatens to expose him, that guy's gone.
And that's how I really loved, the duology between Peter and what's his name? I forget his actual character's name in the movie, the Vulture.
Tomes.
The Vulture.
Tomes. Yeah, there you go. Tomes. About how he's like, you why are you doing this? Liz would be disappointed, and he goes, I'm doing this for her because I want to give her a good quality of life. And he goes, oh, this is wrong. You're selling weapons. He's like, how is that any different from your pal Tony Stark? That's how, his fucking family empire was, started on the profiting off of pain. And just bringing it that, like, you and me, we're the small guys. We should be helping each other in this situation because, we got to look for our own. Nobody's going to give us handouts and shit. So I really like that. It played to, Peter's more emotional side rather than just kind of like setting up for just like, oh, I'm evil and I'm going to destroy New York City or something like that. I loved how this movie was not about some world-ending like thing. It just was, yep, here's a conflict, and that's all it was.
Yep.
Yeah, they always say classify Spider-Man as a street-level superhero, even though with his, especially with his spider sense, which he doesn't seem to have this movie, he's can go toe-to-toe with almost anyone. But
I think
it was good to have a street-level.
But that's a page, and there you go.
Conflict.
That's a page straight out of Netflix. Those shows work because they're smaller environments, and then even Guardians, which is universal, like it's in the universe, it's still its own galaxy, and it works better because of that. Like it's its own thing.
I guess. I mean, you lost me a little with Guardians since it was literally someone trying to eat all of existence, but
yeah, but it was still closed in. Like it was still they only mentioned them, and it just worked better that way. Like I think that the shared universe is awesome, and I love it, but
it's nice to take a breather.
Yeah, yes, it is.
I have to say, though, if this movie was not a Marvel movie and it was the same movie without Tony Stark and the overall arc, like the the Marvel the cinematic universe behind it, I don't think it's going to be as good. I feel I don't. Because they were able to pull the Avengers incident, they're able to pull the fact that there are greater threats out there. We don't have to deal with them, but there are greater things and more significant things happening. It made it much bigger, even though it was a small film.
You know what it felt like, kind of, minus the heavier, sort of R-ish rating. It felt like a Netflix show where that actually connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see this as a TV show. Sure.
Yeah, I could. That's why I said drama. It felt smaller, like the Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones shows. It felt smaller, and that worked. The villains worked better because
Except
of that.
now Tony Stark can actually show up in it.
Yeah. So let's. Wait, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna go. I actually really like Tony Stark.
But that's the next spot. Yeah,
Yeah, I know we were all a little afraid that it was going to be Spider-Man featuring Iron Man or something like that.
Here's the thing with Robert Downey Jr. When Robert Downey Jr. is on screen, he usually dominates the screen.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And that was, that was a caution I had, that he could just steal everything and just be in the movie too much. Or, conversely, he could be in the movie very little and be why, they obviously just used him for marketing purpose. But I actually think they struck a very nice balance of having him there when it was needed and having him not be there also when he was needed. Yeah. How he's yep, here we saw in the trailers, the car seat, he was this isn't a hug, I'm just opening the door for you. And we're just, there you go. And he's just don't do anything I would do, but don't do anything I wouldn't do either. There's a gray line in between that's where you fit in. It was a good there.
That's one of those moments I remember where I hear everyone laughing in the theater. I'm like, did you not see this trailer?
Yeah, you're right.
There
were all
was a lot
there. Yeah, I did not laugh there for that, and I was like, wow, that made the movie at least, because I heard they cut a lot from the trailer.
Yeah.
But Robert Downey Jr. in this movie was not tacked on, but he was not overpowering. It was a good mix. Whoever edited this to get him in there or wrote it, that matter. Whoever the writer of this movie, I can't remember who that is at this point, but they did a good job of balancing that role. And then I will give Robert Downey...
one of the kids from Freaks and Geeks was one of the writers.
I will give Robert Downey Jr. credit. He can act in a movie and not have to be the center point. He
doesn't have to be...
He clearly just backed... that's acting right there. And that is I'm going to be in this sequence, and I'm the second actor in this sequence, and he knows this. And he did that fantastic in this movie. I don't think he dominated any sequence.
I think it fit really well because the fact that Peter is a genius and he had someone who he could look up to and
go toe-to-toe with.
Well, not even that, just be somebody who he could learn from. And he even says it, I want to be you. I wanted to be you, you.
I can see that.
I wanted to be, but that's one thing I really liked when Spider-Man was starting to get in over his head with the whole Vulture and his gang. Why Shocker was included on.
He's always a minor.
That felt like a waste of a character to me.
No, it's Shocker. He is a waste of a character.
Shocker.
I thought it fit well because they got rid of him first.
Yes.
And then you're well,
it fits
some
then you
other
get the real
guy.
one.
Because he is a waste of a character. He is that character.
You would say the same thing about Vulture before this movie.
I think it fit way
Vulture's
better
a
than
little higher
like
tier
throwing
than
Rhino
Shocker.
in the beginning of Spider-Man 2. Like
God.
that was...
I would say that Rhino and Shocker though are pretty level in terms of the same level of villains. I would put them on the same level, but I would say that Vulture is a
Scorpion?
bit higher. Same level as Vulture.
Okay.
There's
I
like
hope we get something interesting
C,
with them.
there's B, and then there's A, and I would put them both on B.
What do we think of? And this is going back to something about Shocker. What do you think of the whole idea that like Vulture or Toombs or whatever his name is, killed him accidentally?
I like that.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny.
liked it because it just showed how...
Is that his first kill?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
Did you get the impression that it was his first kill?
I don't think he's a killer. I don't think he's a killer. He's a family man. He's not going out to kill people. He's trying to be as small.
He was very nonchalant about the
scale as
actual fact
possible.
that he killed him.
Before he knew that Spider-Man was Peter Parker, he's like, I'm going to find this guy and I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
He literally said that.
He's messing up his... Sure,
Yeah,
I
people
get
say
that,
that a
but
lot, too,
that guy
though.
was definitely his first kill. I
I
don't
think
think
it might
he's a
have been his
killer
first
by
kill.
trait.
And then you go to the end of this movie where, what does that mean? Where it seems like he's going to keep, at least for now, Peter Parker's identity a secret.
I like
from
that fact.
everyone
I like
else.
that fact, by the way.
Now, why is that? Because he got saved again?
No, he's an honorable villain. He's an honorable villain. Like overall,
I think it's a mixture.
Overall.
I agree. He's an honorable villain, and because the whole thing was he's with the car sequence, he's like, I'm gonna, because you saved my daughter's life, I'm gonna save yours.
He
Yeah,
just
I
represented
was
that. Yeah.
Show my daughter
acknowledge that.
a good time, but not too good of a time.
But
and you could do your Spidey thing, just don't interfere with my shit anymore.
now that's the
And
thing. Like, let's get to gripes that I have of this movie right now. First, number one, why was Shocker number 2 there?
What, another
Why
guy
was he
to be
there?
shocked?
Because he had him
Both
ready
Shockers,
to go in case he ran.
Like I said, it was kind of dumb.
He found it out in the car though. Like, and there no phone call was made. You watched the whole sequence as it went.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, you was right there.
And then
It
Shocker
happened
even
the
said,
first
"You wonder why I'm here. You're never gonna know." I'm like,
No, you're not.
time. We're meta now. But
it's like they knew that he should not be there, and they said that's why they put that line in there.
yeah. So hold on, before we get to the end.
Maybe
stuff,
he's a
what I was-
janitor.
I'm just saying that's one of my gripes right there. But
What I was trying to go to was talking about Tony Stark again. Circling back to that.
sure. Finish up Tony.
I liked how the first couple interactions, the car sequence, and then when he had that phone call where he wasn't, where Spider-Man got over his head, Vulture knocked him out, and he fell into the lake or pool or whatever body of water, and Iron Man had to save him, and he starts talking, and he's trying to reprimand him, and then he's like, "Wow, I can't believe you're here," and he's like, "I'm not here." It just shows the face that it's just a drone, and he's like, if this place didn't have Wi-Fi, you'd be dead right now, or whatever.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
But I love that because it's set up after the boat incident where he was again Iron Man reprimanding Spider-Man, and he goes, I don't think you care, and he's like, if you cared, you would be here. And then right away he just actually pops out of the suit. It's just like a good shut up, just oh shit.
What's funny about Tony Stark in this situation is it fits what he is as a character, and he's like,
no, and exactly that's what I'm saying. I love it. It makes sense.
No, he's a very impulsive character. He is, yeah. And the guy is very it's like Ultron. Let's take Ultron. He learned that lesson from Ultron, but he still wanted to fix that lesson. He wanted to fix the problem immediately by making another AI that could beat him. And then he brings Peter Parker in to Civil War,
which was probably a mistake.
Yeah,
yes,
obviously that's why he had the training.
And he knows this.
protocol.
Yes, and he knows this. And so again, it's yes, he's very impulsive, but he learns, and he that's what I like about
adapts.
Adapts. Yep. That's what I like.
And he, for some reason,
talking
programmed
about
a
gripes real
one-hit
quick,
kill.
I was really disappointed that the trailers spoiled every major sequence.
Which? Wait,
Yeah, I can see that. The big money.
Every
Most
major
of the
sequence.
fights and
yeah.
Every
we
major
knew about
sequence was
DC. We knew
Like,
about the first bank scene.
that's-
Hold on.
funny about-
I'm not done with Tony Stark yet. I'm not done with Tony Stark.
Go
Let
ahead.
me just finish
Go
this,
ahead.
and then we can move
How
on.
do you wish you have to? It's not Tony
What
Stark's
else
movie.
is that?
Go ahead.
No, but this is what I'm talking about with interconnect. It's all connected. Hashtag. What I loved was that last argument with him trying to reprimand him, and he's like, "I'm taking the suit away, give it back." And Peter's pleading with him to let him have the suit, and he goes, "I'm nothing without the suit." And Tony says, if you're nothing without the suit, then that's the exact reason why you shouldn't have it. So give it back. And I love that because it just fit within the context of the movie, but it also fit within the context of the MCU because that was the exact lesson that he learned in Iron Man 3 with the whole, I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I loved it. I agree with Tony on that.
I thought it was kind of a callback to the Avengers movie when Captain America.
I think that fit his PTSD he had with.
But I think it more was. I thought it was more a callback to when Captain America was like, "What are you without the suit?" And he's like, "Playboy, plan first, like billionaire."
No, I think it was more of a
showing,
callback that he learned.
He doesn't need the suit.
No, he learned that in Iron Man 3, though. I think.
I don't know if he did. I think he just was like. I think he didn't, because he's wearing the suit. Like I think he learned that he doesn't need all these other suits because he blew them all up, but he still has a suit.
So now he has them all back. It looks like.
I don't know. I thought that was more towards the Iron Man, the Avengers and Cap.
I don't know what it was really towards, but I kind of wish we didn't hear that very line in the trailer as well.
Yeah, that was shitty.
I have to say that
it's a good line. Again, it is the new great responsibility, great power type of thing. Like,
yeah,
this is instead of saying with great power comes great responsibility, you say without the suit you don't deserve the suit if it's all you are.
I know.
And this is a little other thing that kind of bugs me a bit. Spider-Man, as we know it in this universe, is not Spider-Man without Tony Stark. Because before that, he's just wearing, like, sort of...
he was still, like...
ski goggles and stuff, and, like...
But he just proved that he could be without that, because he had ski goggles when he fought Vulture.
Yeah, I know, but, I kind of wish
they definitely had the eye thing still.
More Spider-Man on his own. But, whatever.
He was on his own most of the movie. Like, he didn't have Karen until like, the... lockdown, like in the bunker thing,
damage control.
Yeah, everything else was on his own. That was the point. Like, that's the point of Training Wheels. That's the point of the movie. He didn't have that. He thought he did, but he didn't. That's like, you missed the point of the movie then, Mike.
No, that's not. What are you talking about? I'm just literally talking about the Spider-Man suit right now, and the look and the style, and him being like actual Spider. You see him in like the ski mask. You're like, is that really Spider-Man? He wouldn't. Be that.
Tony made the suit. He didn't make it himself. That's all.
And if you're gonna make him a genius, you might as well make him make the suit.
But he doesn't have the resources. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, he's broke.
A billionaire.
I understand that.
I think you're nitpicking. I think these are just minor criticisms of comic books.
I know, but I just mean, like, I kind of wish, he's not himself without Tony Stark. He's not the iconic Spider-Man that we know.
Right.
I do. By the way, for the record,
he looked like the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider a bit.
Yeah, a little inspired by it. And I would like to say I do love the fact that we did not get an Origins. I do love that fact.
Yeah,
we got like the week after the Origins. It seems like.
Did we get the week?
No,
we didn't get the Origin at all. Much later. He even said it when he's walking with.
He was doing it for 6 months before Civil War happened.
Okay, is that a throwaway line in there?
Yeah, it was. Walking down the street, he's like, "Oh, I got bit by a spider. Don't ask about it, dude. Spider's dead." To Ned, he said that Spider's dead. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know that. I remember that, but like
even in Civil War, he's like, "You've been doing this for about 6 months, and I've been keeping track of this." I mean, I don't understand why. I mean,
he's
why
15
is that?
In the movie, and he starts being Spider-Man at 15. So.
Yeah,
so it is still pretty recent.
Yeah, sure. That's the idea.
But you're not getting the whole. We need to go.
You're not getting Uncle Ben.
You're not getting the radioactive. All you're not getting is Uncle Ben and the actual start, but you're getting him learning to do everything.
We're not getting Uncle Ben at all, and we're getting a young. Well, she's not young, Marissa Tomei anymore, but we'll get into the gripes in a second. We're gonna get into the gripes in a second. Before I get into that, let's hold off on that. Anything else positive to talk about in this movie? Because we should get into the gripes right now.
I thought the actual action was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Action sequences and the CG and all that was fantastic. I thought
CG was. I wish we didn't see it in 3D again because some of the CG looked a little weirder than it should have. And I do feel like the two times.
But we had to watch it in IMAX. That's the problem.
The 2 times Vulture landed may have been the same scene in his little hangar. It looked exactly the same to me.
They could have reused it. They could have pulled a Michael Bay.
But
I actually like the suit being by Tony Stark because that's the one nitpick I always had of the classic Spider-Man. Is like, where the fuck is Peter Parker, a nerdy scientist, how is he fucking sewing his own goddamn suit?
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
That was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So I like this. It's a new twist. It's a modern take on it. Yes, it's different. Okay.
I understand that.
Talk about stuff we liked here. I really liked Ned as time went on. At first, not so much, but
he's the guy in the chair.
Grows I think he was a good counterpoint to Parker.
Is he from Ultimate? What's he from?
He's from Ultimate. He's supposed to
he becomes Green Goblin.
The physical look of him is from Ultimate, but the name is not.
So he becomes Green Goblin.
Somebody else. Well, he becomes a Hobgoblin.
Oh, Hobgoblin.
But he was
Hobgoblin. That's right.
He marries Betty Brent.
Oh, see, I don't want to know any of this.
He's a white blonde dude.
No, it may not happen, Mike. It's
not happening because the name. That's the name. The character is a white blonde guy.
It doesn't matter.
When his character in the Ultimates universe is Genki.
Ned in that movie is gonna become Hobgoblin? Are you serious?
That would be great. That would be a great surprise.
Okay, maybe it'll happen. It's still going to be a surprise, Mike. We don't know.
Not as much.
What?
I doubt he's going to be Hobgoblin. I'd say it'd be a big surprise.
He was my favorite.
These characters.
He was
my favorite of the high school friends. I do think it's funny they sort of
he was the only one.
No,
poked fun at the whole, I guess, kind of cliche. He's a superhero cliche of the guy in the chair, and then he completely became that anyway. But that was funny.
Well, that was his dream.
It was intentional. He's like, I want to be a guy in the chair.
That was
Except
his arc
he
to become
a little more at the end too, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
A little bit.
What are you doing? I'm watching porn.
Yeah.
And I do have to also say that it was good. I talked about my gripe about, Peter needed to be like a super genius, but it was good that Ned knows more of the electronic stuff to tinker with the suit, so Peter isn't an all-encompassing genius. He's a chemist, and then Ned knows like the electronic stuff, which I thought that was a good touch for them.
Yeah.
All right,
gripes wise, I'm gonna say that there's 3 gripes to this movie. I have 3, I think 3. So one is Marissa Tomei's character, Aunt May. I think that she was a sexual object in this movie, and that's not expected.
It's a weird take.
I didn't care for it.
Aunt May.
I would say that the character who was at the end of the movie known as MJ, I didn't like her character at all. I thought that she was a useless character. I didn't like her at all.
I loved her character. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought she was like, what the fuck is she here for?
I felt like everything she was there was kind of cringy.
Yeah, it's
I felt
stupid.
like it was
a
try-hard character, to be honest.
Yeah, I did not like her character. And then
the biggest problem with her was that the marketing was way over the top with her.
Yeah.
And then her character
such
does
a
nothing
minor.
The biggest
thing,
the other thing is you see, we try to avoid spoilers, but they're just like, the identity of this actress's character is a big twist. So, like, going in and just noticing that she's, like, always there watching Peter. I thought maybe she would be, like, a spy or something for, like, Vulture or Tony or somebody. And then it's just like, it is. She is just a take on MJ, but not really.
No, she's not MJ. She's just an
she's MJ, but she's not Mary Jane.
Yeah, but they'll have Mary Janes, though. I still think they will.
I doubt that.
No, not with her there, no.
I would bet on that.
I think she's going to be the replacement.
You don't get a redhead white chick playing Mary Jane.
I bet you this girl dies.
No. She's going to be the Mary Jane. She's going to be she's going to be the MJ. She's going to be the next romantic pairing with him.
She dies.
She may die, but they're not going to have a Mary Jane.
I bet you she is essentially what's her name?
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy. Yeah, she's the essential Gwen Stacy. And then you have Mary Jane.
No way.
Michelle is not MJ.
You're going to have an MJ followed by a Mary Jane. In the
problem you're having, Jim, is she is MJ, but she's not Mary Jane.
Yeah.
She's MJ, she's not Mary Jane. So she's going to
be his MJ. Role. Yeah. I mean, I didn't love her.
I didn't like her. I didn't like her at all. But yeah, I'll bet on that.
I will bet that there will not be a Mary Jane redheaded white chick in this Spider-Man universe.
I will bet there's not a Mary Jane Watson at all in this. I will bet that she is in this movie. Not a redheaded white chick. I won't bet that.
You're going to say there's a Mary Jane Watson.
You're going to say there's a separate character that is Mary Jane.
At some point.
Yeah,
I'm not
this MJ.
I'm not as confident as Jim, but I thought it was weird that they waited until like the last bit to do that. And I was like, it seems like they kind of like gave themselves like wiggle room, so that depending
Robin
on the reception.
No, yeah, it's the Robin from the Dark Knight. It's like, and why don't you use your first name?
They made it a bigger deal because they wanted people to be like, all right, well, she's taking Mary Jane's.
I don't think it's like the Robin thing at all because that was the end of the trilogy. This is the starting of a new one. I'm fairly positive that they gave themselves like the option.
Why wait then? Why wait so long?
I'm about to fucking explain it, man. Give me a
He's telling you. He's telling you.
You're interrupting me.
No, he's telling you because
it allows them.
They were worried about reception.
Right.
Yes.
So it allows them, based on like all the reviews and all of the surveys and stuff, that if people were receptive to her and liked her character, they could be like, yeah, okay, we can make her into Mary Jane. But if people are like, yeah, I don't like her for whatever stupid reason, for any valid reason, they'd be like, all right, she's not going to be Mary Jane. Let's make this other character Mary Jane. Yes. They can go either way now.
And that's why
I think they're set in stone with what they decided already.
How quickly do they bring her in?
I bet you. No. I bet you by the end of this trilogy or wherever they're going to film for this Tom Holland Spider-Man, there will be Mary Jane.
No.
For the 3 movies that he's in, his trilogy film?
This Tom Holland Spider-Man. It may not be part of MCU at this point, but I will say Mary Jane.
Yeah, you're doing it. All right. Fine.
It may be 5 movies at that point, but I'm going to tell you that Mary Jane
for Tom Holland's run.
Tom Holland
as Spider-Man.
As Spider-Man, there will be a Mary Jane.
That's a long time.
Could be. Hopefully it is. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
You can think about it. We'll go on the regular podcast next week.
No, it's just like
I'll bet you.
She's taking that role.
I will bet you.
There could be some stupid throwaway character named Mary Jane.
And you win this because some stupid shit like that. Tony saw this. As Tony saw this, I saw the same.
So that's why I wanted to be a little more specific. She's going to be Mary Jane and be a love interest for him. To Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Because that's not happening.
Fuck. No, I mean, I'm saying Mary Jane.
You can't make
You're
that
altering a little bit. I'm not talking about his love interest. I'm just saying.
I'm saying that's not Mary Jane.
When I'm saying Mary Jane is not going to be in the film because this character is going to encompass her character. Sure, there could be a character named Mary Jane that shows up for some stupid reason just to throw that name out there.
I can't make that bet.
But she's not going to be love
No, Corey, you know for a fact I can't make that bet because in Ultimate Spider-Man, she's not a love interest for him.
I lost you there. What?
In Ultimate Spider-Man,
she's not a love interest.
She's not a love interest. It's Gwen Stacy.
Is she in Ultimate Spider-Man though?
The comic
character.
Yeah, is she love interest? Oh, she is.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She knows all about him.
Yeah. Well, she is, but All right, you're right. I can't make that. No, I can't make that bet. I can make the bet that Mary Jane is going to be in this movie.
Like I said, some character could be called Mary Jane. She's not going to be a love interest to Peter Parker. So yeah, we're on the same page then.
Bet off. No bet. It's over.
Moving on.
Every fiber wants to make this bet.
Oh. We can come back to it.
All right, we can come back to it. Anyway, so
we got.
I don't know what my third. I forget what my third gripe was. I was bringing up.
Is it Flash Thompson?
No, I didn't mind Flash at all. Actually, he was still an ass.
I did not buy him at all for 1 second.
No, he was
as
still
like
an
a
ass,
popular guy. And I don't understand why the popular.
I don't even think he was popular.
I don't know.
Just being arrogant
because
and stupid
listen, guys, we're old men. High school has changed since we've left. We might have been
in a high school for the last 6 years. I know what it looks like.
We might have been cool if we had gone to high school now. It's crazy.
I don't even think he's cool. I think he's just using his money.
Oh, maybe.
And that's why he acts the way he acts.
I did not mind Flash Thompson at all. I did not mind Flash Thompson.
My problem with the high school kids is I didn't believe. Is this Liz? I thought Liz was terrible. I thought the actor was terrible.
I agree.
I didn't care for her.
I didn't understand his infatuation with her.
I agree.
Like she was the hottest chick around. She did nothing in the movie that would make me feel like he should be attracted to her in any way.
Well, this is high school though. I mean, like,
no,
oh look,
sure,
there's
but
a hot girl. I'm gonna be obsessed with her.
But nobody else was really, other than him and Ned. Everybody else was. Who cares about this chick?
Well, that's
She's
fine.
She's a freaking captain of the debate team, or whatever this, or the captain.
That's the thing. Like, I didn't get the sense either that Peter was like as unpopular as he thought he was, because everyone in the high school seems to love him except for Flash. Like everyone else loves him. And he can like be a total douchebag and not show up.
Who outside of the debate team liked him?
Well, there's no other characters outside of the debate team in the movie. Aside from
but every time Flash dumps on him, the party. Everybody was shouting Penis Parker.
Penis Parker.
Yeah, well, it's just a chant, but it's not like Like, there's no scene of anyone like being like, "Oh, fuck you, Parker. You're a little like." There's none of that. It's like,
but there's no scene.
The debate
on the
team.
Adverse.
There's no. He shows up late all the time. This girl still gives him chances and likes him for no reason whatsoever, even though like
that's high school. It's high school.
No, but I mean,
it's
like,
fucking high school. They're
it's
raging teenagers. Hormone raging teenagers.
No,
that should
that's
not be
what
a gripe.
I mean, though.
That should not be.
It's like she has, from what you see, how nervous he is. He's never even like talked to this girl, and he goes up to her, and it's just like,
That's
all right,
not true.
cool. It seems like it when he's so.
They're on the same team. You think he hasn't talked to her before this movie started?
Not one-on-one.
I didn't get that.
Not outside of that. I didn't get the impression that he talked to her outside of within the debate team.
Okay.
That's how he acted.
I would agree with that. They kind of looked at her from afar whenever
they were not in debate. From afar.
But she also looked at him
debate,
too.
Whatever
I didn't realize that she was on.
And then even when you know he asked her, he's like, yeah, I kind of like you, and she's like, yeah, I know, because you're not good at lying.
Huh.
But it doesn't like you just said it too, Jim. Like, this is high school. Why is a fucking senior chick dating a sophomore?
I don't know.
Makes no sense.
It didn't seem like he was unpopular at all, to be honest. And it seemed like the popular, or I guess the in crowd, was the freaking debate team, which made
that was his crowd.
We keep calling them the debate team, but it's not.
I don't know what they were. They were the
academic
Super Bowl, whatever, the Nerd Bowls or whatever. And they host a party or something.
Academic.
I don't know. I just thought the high school dynamics are kind of weird, and I thought Peter wasn't exactly as unpopular as he normally is.
All right. Well, it's been. Let's wrap this one up. So, I guess we're gonna do our.
Hold on, we're not even gonna talk about like the most important part of the. I thought like the quintessential part of the movie was the rubble scene, like at the end. We're not gonna talk about that.
I think we need to.
I think it's pretty strange that Tony is so happy about what he did this time, and he didn't really do anything different. He still went off against his will, and many people could have died if things didn't quite go the way they went on that beach there.
Tony or Peter?
What?
You said Tony just now.
You said Tony.
No, Tony Stark was still was happy with him for what he did after that, and all he really did was still interfere with stuff and like almost kill a bunch of people accidentally. Again, it's just that he didn't.
But there wouldn't have been anybody that knew about it if he didn't interfere.
So it would
have been successful.
Right, but the thing is,
it would have been successful, but all this stuff wouldn't have crashed and exploded. Like, it just happened to not land on people. I mean, I know.
Would you rather Thor's belt, which was, by the way, we have to talk about that at some point, but Thor's belt gets stolen?
Well,
all those arc reactors, like.
No, I mean, like
Buster armor, Cap shield.
Buster armor was in there, yeah, absolutely.
I understand that, but like if him interfering like crashed all of that on top of like Coney Island, like it almost did, would he have been like, "Oh, good job, kid"?
But he didn't, because he
but
steered it.
So why are we complaining about this?
He did steer it, by the way.
Because it's the same type of situation as the boat, really.
No, but
he didn't have to save him.
He also steered it down in that beach.
Intentionally. I don't understand.
Remember the webbing with the flap?
I do have a little bit of a gripe with the fact that, like,
he literally just
Tony saves him
and does it,
and then saves him again, and then now he doesn't save him here. It's like,
you can't have. That's a movie thing. You can't have him save him there.
Why would he?
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't.
He didn't have the suit. He didn't have.
No, I know, but I'm saying like that, and that made it less like. I never felt at that scene the impact as far as like the danger that he was in. Like, sure, he was in danger, but like Tony saved him last time, and they saved him before. What? So it's just like, well, I guess he could save him here too if he wanted to, but he wants to teach him a lesson.
But what lesson did he learn from?
But he didn't have any knowledge
other
of that.
than
How could he have saved them?
What?
Why would Iron Man have known that was getting stolen?
I'm not saying he had knowledge. I'm just saying it. For me, it felt like the fact that he kept saving him over and over again, and here it's like it kind of made it didn't feel as like
earned. What were you going with?
Not earned. Just I didn't feel like the danger. Perilous, sure.
But I don't understand that because
you're confused, Tony. Like these are superheroes though, and they go all over the place. And he didn't have a tracker on him. I understand, but he does have a tracker on his shit. So sure. I mean, I didn't say it doesn't have to be a logical reason. I'm just saying because of the fact that he kept saving them. It's like okay, so he could have saved them here too potentially, and the fact that it just made it that part with this being the epic climax. It didn't feel as impactful.
I mean, I guess, but I just think if you're going to take that angle at it, then why aren't you saying, well, you know, he could have showed up with like a dozen Iron Man drones at the beginning when Spider-Man was first fighting the Vulture and just saved Spider-Man and caught the Vulture right there. And then, I mean, you could say that's a valid reason, but I mean, it's kind of like nitpicky.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
it's more of a. It was
my personal
movie.
Effect.
I understand.
It's a movie, right? But
it's a movie.
It's a movie reason. Yeah. That's why. It's because it's a film.
I wasn't as bothered by that, but again,
I'm just saying like this is the finale of the film, and I felt like it wasn't as.
But they needed to not have him in that finale. I agree with a finale like this. Like if you had him in the finale, it would have taken away from what Spider-Man was and learned.
Oh, and that's my big problem with it. That's what I'm saying. Is like. I kind of wish he didn't have to save him all the time before that. If he didn't have to save him all the time.
But that was the idea of him learning. That's what just showed him what he learned.
Learning to be a superhero.
No, just
I mean, that's just kind of the trope of a mentor arc.
That's the point of the movie. Yep. Like, at the point of the movie is like a coming of age.
And I'm just throwing it out there. Like, it didn't feel like it's dangerous for him. Like, as it did before. And yeah, he didn't have the suit. He didn't have this stuff. He was going after him. He just learned a big scene thing, which is very impactful, which I'm sure you want to talk about some more. But all I wanted to say was, like, because those other things happened, I felt those were more exciting than this end fight.
Yeah.
I just think that Tony Stark's, like, the fact that
maybe because the trailer spoiled all that too.
Could have been. The trailer was very spoilery, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think that the logic behind Tony being like super okay with everything he did, like after that at the end, is a little strange. That's all, because he was so mad at him for trying to get involved there before. And then
again, movie.
He was so mad, and then it's just like, oh, you cleaned up my mess, I guess.
Movie.
Now you're going to be an Avenger.
No, but Corey, you could say that, and then things start to deter from it. But I felt like it didn't deter from the story at all. I felt like. It is movie related.
No, I didn't say it deterred from the story. I'm just saying I wish that scene was more impactful for me than it was. That's all I'm trying to say.
I misunderstood you then. I thought that's what you were saying.
I'm not saying its story was
the final sequence.
The final sequence. I didn't think it was that exciting because of the fact that I
misunderstood what you meant then. I thought you were trying to say like it detracted from the story. I'm like, it's a movie.
No, I just said it didn't feel like it was as impactful or as dangerous feeling for Spider-Man.
All right.
I just feel like he was trying to teach him humility there, and he didn't exhibit it at all, but he still rewarded him because it went well. That's all. I felt a little iffy to me the way that happened.
But I think that's perfectly within Tony Stark's character, as Jim just explained. He's very impulsive, so he takes it away, and then things turned out great in Spider-Man's favor this time. So he wanted to reward it. He's like, because if the worst case scenario happened that Spider-Man had killed himself, in the fight with the Vulture got away with all the technology, and all this came back on Stark, then it would have been fucking bad juju for him and Stark Industries and the Avengers shit and all the stuff with the what is it? The Accords, the
Sokovia
Accords. Oh, so that's the other thing about the ending here, right? Is that him having to reveal his identity at the end?
No, I think it was more about just him joining the Avengers.
He wasn't revealing this.
No, it's not the same as the comic books.
But it was staged like that intentionally.
It was. But I did like Gwyneth Paltrow's appearance in this, by the way, at the end there. I thought that was awesome shot.
Are we supposed to be?
What?
You roboted, Mike. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
I said, are we really that excited about that, though? Like
I thought it was good. She's not under contract anymore. She came back for this movie.
Yeah. I guess. And now they're...
It was kind of weird, though.
It does give me hope for, like, listen, as much as Thor is what he is... Natalie Portman is part of the Thor universe, and there's a chance she can come back still, and,
There's a chance, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Jim, I still can't believe you haven't talked about the sequence where Spider-Man is trapped underneath all that
the rubble
from the thing. Because that's an iconic comic book.
That's
an iconic comic book moment.
That was a great sequence of like.
And I thought they nailed it for the most part. Except
I don't know about the crying.
It did it better than Spider-Man 2.
It is like he's got to like, this is it. This is your moment. This is where you have to pick yourself up. And like I did love that sequence. I
liked it, but I thought it was like a little too much on the other end with the crying and instantly yelling help when he knows the only one there is the guy who put him under.
He's a fucking 15-year-old kid.
I understand that.
Oh my god.
I know,
this
but
just comes back that he doesn't like him being a kid.
No, I don't. I thought it was too much.
This is where I thought that worked. How about that?
Yep.
I thought that worked great.
See, and I like that because he talks himself up. You know, he goes from panic and worry to, you know what? You're like, nobody's around. Nobody's gonna help me in this situation. I gotta do this on my own. And he, saw the reflection in the pool of water. I didn't like how they actually played the audio where, Tony Stark goes, you're nothing without the suit, you don't deserve it, or whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was overdone. I thought that was overdone.
But I understand why they have it, because it's, for kids and for audiences that are dumb, that can't remember that kind of stuff from an hour ago in the movie. Yeah. But when he starts hyping himself up, he's like, come on. He's trying, and he goes, come on. And he starts saying, come on, Spider-Man, because that's coming back to, I am Spider-Man. I'm not Spider-Man because of, like, the suit. I am Spider-Man because of who I am. I love that, and I think they did a great job adapting that from the comics.
I agree.
That was like the definitive moment for Spider-Man.
I agree.
In that movie.
That's where he started growing up. And that's the point of the last battle too. Yep. He didn't need Iron Man in that last battle. So, I don't know.
We got to talk about what our theories are for why he turned down the Avengers offer at the end.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I felt that there's more like future things we can talk about right now. Gripes wise, anybody else want to list gripes before we go on?
I think I covered them all. Mostly Tony, mostly that he's popular even though he shouldn't be. That he needs to be a genius, and he's gadget based, and Aunt May and MJ.
Okay.
Corey? I do want to mention that I didn't like as much all the tech that was in his suit. There's too much tech.
I could see that.
It was a little much.
I
Yeah.
could see that.
I
liked Karen.
I liked it because it was different and it was new. And I like Karen. I thought Karen.
I felt like Karen. I liked Karen the character, and it's funny that Jennifer Connelly plays Karen because she's married to Jarvis.
Oh, okay. I thought it was awesome. I felt like it was awesome.
I do think
this is your moment. Kiss her. This is your moment. Kiss her.
Yeah.
I think she became a little too Ultron-y.
No, I thought it was
comfort.
Good.
She seemed like full-on AI.
She was very Jarvis-like.
Yeah, but I liked her character. It felt like it was another movie thing trope where like they lost Ned to talk to, so now he's got to talk to somebody. So throw in an AI. Right. But I just didn't like how much gadgets and tech there was in the suit. I think there was too much tech.
What was the name of that? One-hit kill mode or something?
Lethal mode
kill mode.
Stint kill something.
Yeah, I love that. Like I don't want to kill anybody.
He's like, no, stop.
What? I do love that. I wonder why he put that in the suit. Anyways, I love him to ask Tony Stark, why did you put a kill mode in the suit? But anyways, Tony gripes.
Let me think. I didn't care for Flash too much. I thought they could have fleshed his bullying aspect a bit more.
Did anybody not like Harry Osborn was gone?
No, I'm fine with it because the thing is, we've already had it twice. I don't care. Again, it's just one of the things.
I understand
that,
but
maybe in
he's
the future.
Green Goblin. I mean, that's like.
I don't care. I've seen Green Goblin twice.
Okay.
I don't want it.
That's still his greatest villain. That's the thing. Like, it's still his greatest villain.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah, we've had too many of these movies already. It's
but the thing is,
I understand that. Okay.
The thing is, I don't think for this Spider-Man it'd be a good origin villain, or even for him to be introduced at this point right now, because like it's just kind of Peter doing all this other stuff. Would I be opposed if they introduced him in the second movie because maybe he's the new transfer student or something like that? That's fine.
But listen, the last Harry Osborn we saw was god awful.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. Not James Franco though. So good.
And yeah, like kind of what we were saying earlier, I didn't like how Happy was like so completely hands off with Peter. I was just like, I understand it was like to be help move the movie along.
Though, too.
But it was just like, damn, like you got this like 15-year-old kid with superpowers, and his mentor's just doing whatever, and you're just being completely hands off. Like maybe you should do some shit every now and then. But No, I liked the movie a lot for the most part. Like I said, Flash, I would have liked to see a bit more from him in terms of like being a rival or a bully to Peter, rather than just kind of like
wasn't quite convincing to me.
But,
it was more of a I tagged in. He was tagged.
You get the feeling that everyone else kind of hated him too.
Yeah, everybody felt he was pompous. I could see that. Yeah.
Also, I just got a shout out to the whatever team. The teacher over them when like during the last part where he's like, I can't lose a student
again.
Like what?
I thought that was awesome.
Like that's surprisingly dark.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
I thought that was good. But all right, so like future implications on this, we have like Thor's belt was mentioned in this movie. I think that's
why Cap's shield. There's a new prototype shield.
You think this is all Infinity War stuff here?
Like, I think these are just.
Are these just throwaway lines?
I think there's a Easter egg.
Like
thing.
Why would Cap have a shield be in there when they're not really?
I did love the gym teacher, by the way. I'm pretty certain he's a war. Pretty certain he's a war
Captain
criminal.
America.
Yes.
Like, I'm here with your friend, my friend, your gym teacher, and he's like over here.
Yeah.
It's like and apparently he's some kind of war criminal or something.
I think he's some kind of war criminal or something.
Yeah.
But I gotta show this.
But I thought that was awesome. But anyway, so I felt like having these items in the movie, I think that's setting up for Infinity War. I really do.
I mean, I want to be opposed to it.
I would agree with that, actually.
Like,
I would rather have it be Infinity War stuff because, like, obviously for the Thanos, they would be bringing out their biggest gun stuff.
Yeah, like
I want to see Hulkbuster in fucking Infinity War. And I want to.
I think all of those. I think all of those lines because first of all, Hulkbuster's armor is confirmed for Infinity War. It is. It is.
Hulkbuster armor, didn't we?
Yes. It's confirmed for Infinity War too.
So,
the Hulkbuster. That wasn't Hulkbuster. That was Veronica.
Oh, that wasn't in the movie. This movie?
No, he said
no. I'm saying we didn't see Hulkbuster armor. It was we saw Veronica.
But they said Hulkbuster.
No. In Ultron, that was Veronica.
Oh,
what is
yes.
We're getting the real Hulkbuster.
We're gonna get Hulkbuster, and it's
in Civil War.
It's going to be in Infinity War. Yes.
In Ultron, that was called Veronica.
Oh, I thought that was supposed to be Hulkbuster.
I thought that was.
I guess
but I think that it didn't. I think that they have a bigger. It's going to be different.
Okay.
And they actually.
Right. I imagine it's probably going.
That's going to be.
But here they call it like Hulkbuster, don't they?
By name, yes.
Right. And
one thing I will say. First of all, we were confused. They never did destroy Avengers' second headquarters in Civil War.
Timeline was confusing too.
Ashley actually rewatched that today, and she told me, she's like, "Nope, that never happened." I'm like, "Good."
It didn't. It didn't happen. Like, why was there a remodel of the Avengers headquarters again? Like, timeline-wise, this is confusing.
Well, didn't the fight between Vision and Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch? They kind of fucked it up.
They broke at least the floor and at least one wall, maybe.
But at the end of the movie, they were still there.
Yeah.
No, they were. I know.
But they're not moving. I mean, they're just moving from.
But why would they be taking that long to move from Stark Tower to this?
So. Because Tony has a lot of stuff there, apparently.
But they're moving Why would you also be moving First of all, Thor's belt, which I've read about finally, is apparently
what's
something.
What's the actual pronunciation of it? Since he didn't try it.
Modular. It begins with an M. It has a J. It has 5 J's. It has a D. It has an N. Yes, it's got it has 5 J's in it. We can't pronounce it unless you're in. Yeah. So, but apparently Odin gives that to him as a. It's for extra power.
Yeah. So was his strength or something like that.
I think all of this relates to Infinity War. I really do.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Well, if all of it is relevant, then the whole idea of a prototype Cap shield would be is he trying to replace Captain America?
And that's possible too.
And then do we get the second Captain America using that no matter what? Because even when he comes back, something bad's going to happen to him.
Yeah.
Or something. So there's lots to read into there with that stuff.
Yeah.
Or it's just throwaway lines, but
it could be.
Probably not. I would say probably not. I feel like they plan all this stuff way too much, which is why I think MJ is MJ going forward. But yeah.
So what else we have? Future talk. There was another thing. What was it? Was there anything else?
The suit at the end?
Oh, the suit at the end. This Iron Spider, which, by the way, has been confirmed. He's going to be wearing in Infinity War as well.
It looks better than the typical Iron Spider suit. It looks more like an actual Spider-Man suit. So
I like that suit. It looks very much like 2099. I think is a good accurate.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, no,
not the face.
No, but the body looks like 2099.
It's like a cross between that and like the traditional suit, I would say.
2099 definitely has a.
I didn't get 2099 from that at all.
Really,
but
with the lines and everything like that.
We have to see it again.
I think
2099.
Boot up Shattered Dimensions and see.
Lego Marvel Heroes
I got very 2099 vibe. But I thought that was cool. Like, I thought that whole sequence was great, turning that down, and but he is going to confirm to be wearing that in Infinity War. Apparently, I read about the trailer that was shown at D23, and they said he is wearing his Avengers suit. That's the line they said. So whatever that means, but I took that as that's that suit he's wearing.
Now let's go into that press conference and him turning it down again. Because it's a big question for people leaving. Like, why does he turn it down? It's all he wanted the whole movie.
Because he learned. He learned that
because
he
he grew. He learned that he's not ready for that yet.
He's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to learn.
That was the character arc.
The whole point of this first movie was that he wanted to be Avenger so bad.
He will be an Avenger, but it's not right now.
He was trying to run before he could walk.
Yep.
That was the whole point of this movie.
Yep, that's what I got from the whole situation.
Okay. But I do think, actually, even though he would have to reveal his identity, too, in that situation. Because if Tony Stark, one of the leaders of the Sokovia Accords, reveals this new Avenger, you got to reveal the identity, too, at the same time, wouldn't you?
I would think so.
That's why they didn't do it, though. I mean, that's the whole point is they're not at that point with him yet, so he's not going to get in front of a cameras or press conference and show himself.
Do you think that Peter considers that at all? Is that a factor at all?
No.
Not
yet. Yeah. And no way America would support a 15-year-old kid being out there against these supervillains.
Yeah, and I will say I like the last scene where he gets back and he has the bag waiting for him and it's the suit he's been wearing for half the movie. And he's putting it on. He calls out for Aunt May, and no answer, and then he puts it on, and you just see the camera pan, and she's there, and she goes, "What the?" And just it ends right there.
I love that, yeah.
Because that's gonna open up a new interesting dynamic. Because
it's the Ultimates.
Yeah,
their dynamic is weird. I mean, it doesn't seem very parental in the movie so far. But
there was a scene that got deleted that kind of showed that she's also kind of not telling him all the truth and stuff about her life, and then he's not telling the truth about his life and stuff, and then I guess that kind of comes to a head. But in the Ultimates comic, she does find out about it.
Yeah,
I read that Marissa Tomei really had no idea what Aunt May was, and she said that if she actually researched the character, she would have maybe not taken the role. Because I guess she didn't want to be someone who's typically
usually portrayed as a grandmotherly figure, not an aunt figure.
Yeah. All right. So, wrapping it up.
Real quick then. Just got to mention the nods to Miles Morales and Silk. You guys get those?
Yeah, I got
the Silk one.
No,
I knew Miles Morales' brother was Donald Glover.
Uncle?
Yes, Uncle. Sorry. Uncle was Donald Glover.
Hold on.
I figured there had to be more to him than
he was
there because he was too prominent for no real reason.
Yep.
During that sequence, I loved how, and this is one of the parts that I thought was cool with the the suit technology. He's like, activating interrogation mode, and it's like the Nolan Batman Spider-Man. It's like.
You don't know what you do.
It's like
you've never done this before, have you?
It's like Spider-Man's a girl. I'm a man. I heard your voice back there when you weren't using this thing, and I know a girl when I hear one. It's like, I'm a man. I'm a man.
I do like when he leaves him webbed to the hood.
He's like, you deserve that.
You deserve this. You deserve it.
And he's like, come on, man. I
got ice cream.
And that actually upset Ashley very much, the ice cream situation.
Okay.
She's like, no, but ice cream.
Yeah.
No, but that was cool because, I mean, he could come back as Prowler, and Miles Morales could potentially be in this universe, which is pretty neat.
What was
the
Silk reference? I guess I missed
that.
The chick who's in the academic thing, the Asian chick, her name's Cindy Moon, and Cindy Moon is Silk.
Oh, I did not know that. I missed that.
I really only remember.
Who's Silk in this environment? Wait.
Silk
I know. Yes,
yes.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know too much about her. I just know.
I don't know anything about her.
So, all right. Let's see. Overall, I'm gonna overall scores, guys, and then we'll go to Tony's thing. We got Tony's thing to wrap this up. We're gonna wrap it up with Tony's predictions. So, Tony, give me your score out of 10.
I go with 8.5.
I'm gonna guess 8.5 from a lot of people here. Corey, what's your score?
I'll say 8.5.
Mike?
If I could do an 8.75, I would, but I'll say 8.5.
I'm giving this a 9 without a doubt, and I'm considering 9.5. Like, I really love this movie a lot.
You're getting those Deadpool goggles on, man.
Yeah, it is. It's my favorite hero from Marvel.
Let's wait until next year and see.
That's why I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be level-headed about this situation because I love this hero. I love Spider-Man. This is the best version that I've seen depicted, and it's not. It might be part of technology has been capable of showing us Spider-Man finally. It's also Hollywood has learned about writing for superheroes. It's also we don't get Sam Raimi, who I was always questioning throughout this entire sequence.
Still made better
Was
sense.
there a part of you, Jim, that was happy when Spider-Man 3 was a total disaster? So
yes. That was a conversation we had. Yes, I'm the entire time I've waited for this moment. Every time it was wow, he proved me wrong. Every time I'm wow, he did good job. But I did not expect this. Spider-Man 2, I'm holy shit, I did not expect this. But I don't like him. I don't like him as a director. I don't like him. I don't like his movies.
Now, the only thing I know he did
Evil
other
Dead
than
and
that is
Army
Evil
of
Dead.
Darkness are fine.
What
I was
else
gonna
has he
say,
done?
I thought you were a big fan of Army
Where
of
did
Darkness.
you get this hatred from him?
I don't think he can make Spider-Man. I don't think he is.
I think we're getting off topic.
Yes, we are. That's a whole other topic
for a podcast.
But anyways, so I am very happy with this. I will give it a 9. If I could, I would give it a 9.25, Mike. So
Jesus.
yeah,
Wow.
very high in this movie. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies I've seen. One of my favorite superhero movies I've seen because it's finally it is better than Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
It is.
Do you like it better than Civil War?
Yes.
Okay. I think I do a little.
Easy question for me. Just because
I do a little bit more than Civil War 2.
I thought
this
it was
is
more. I thought it was
probably
more
my
fun.
favorite MCU movie.
I thought it was more fun. I just thought you can watch this movie anytime you want. Civil War is not as fun as this movie. It's the same thing from Iron Man to Batman, the Dark Knight. You can watch Iron Man many more times than you could watch Spider-Man. Than you could watch Dark Knight.
I can see that.
Same thing with Spider-Man and Civil War. I think
Yeah.
you can watch, and I've learned the lesson now where I'm that makes it a better movie. I think it's a more enjoyable movie to watch, and I think that makes it a better movie. So.
No, I agree. I mean, I love Civil War. But this movie is definitely
and I'm not taking away. By the way,
instantly rewatchable. I wanted to see it again in the movie theaters. I meant to, but
I'm gonna go back. I want to go back and see it. I do want to go back and see it, and I should because the box office drop off. I'm not sure what you guys talked about in the podcast. I missed it.
We did a little bit. Not
Jesus
actually,
Christ.
we didn't touch on it as much as I wanted
that
to.
upsets me more than any. I won our bet, Tony, and I'm so bummed that I won our bet because I did not want to. I didn't want to win that one. After watching that movie, I'm I wish I lost this bet.
I wish I had some Spider-Man.
I want to be watching a shitty movie because Spider-Man deserves that win. It does. So I really hope that after this drop off, there's not much after this. I really hope it holds. So.
Oh, the weekday holds have been pretty good.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's true. That's true. So, all right, Tony's predictions. Let's do this.
Right. So the password is.
Oh, this is cool.
Spider-Man.
Training wheels.
I got it. Cool.
Gotta come full circle here, you know?
Training wheels. Okay, let me see if I can get this open here. Here we go. I can't open it.
Is it?
All one word, no spaces, all lowercase.
Yep, I got mine.
Well, I'm way off, so.
We know how to spell.
You want me to do it then?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
I'll start. All right, so Corey likes Holland, doesn't mind high school stuff. Likes Spider-Man portrayal even if he's inexperienced, room for growth and potential. Best Spider-Man on screen ever. Lighter tone compared to the other movie versions. Likes inclusion of Tony with mentorship of Peter. Keaton, good performance. Vulture, great villain. Didn't even get to really talk about Keaton that much. And
Keaton,
I
was
agree.
trying not to steer conversations to those things.
For the record,
Keaton
was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, Keaton was great. Vulture was great. I do like the real world portrayal of the Vulture wings. I thought that was fantastic. Not as good as Spider-Man 2.
Disagree?
I did. I think they're right next to each other.
I can understand that. I understand.
If Spider-Man 2 is made now, I think it'd be hard to say, but I felt like there were a lot of parallels, in my opinion, to that. Karen was funny. I like Karen, I guess, but I didn't like that there was so much tech in there. I didn't think she was needed.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about Karen specifically, not the suit.
Yeah. Great post-credit sequence, which we really didn't talk in depth on that.
I figured you guys would bring that up naturally, but you didn't.
But I actually thought that was kind of dumb.
Really? Oh,
I
loved it. I thought that was funny. I thought it was better. Break that.
So,
okay.
Cool.
But score 8.5/9.
8.5, yeah.
Okay. I'll do mine. And honestly, I'm kind of proud. I think mine is the most off.
Yeah, it is. Surprisingly.
Mine's pretty off.
I do dislike Peter Parker as a teenager, but we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. I just knew this movie did not change your opinion of that. I knew it was not going to change your opinion.
This second is half. I didn't mind his friend. I thought his friend was the least offensive of all that. I didn't mind his love interest as much as I think you guys did, but she wasn't. I just wish there was more post the reveal with her, other than her just being sad and disappearing forever.
Yeah.
I do agree, Hot Aunt May, overdone. Not that she's hot.
Hot Aunt May.
You gave him the Hot Aunt May one? What the hell?
I love.
By the way, for the record, Marissa Tomei, still hot.
Yeah, still hot.
I did sort of mention that I didn't like that it's not that I didn't like, I just feel like that's what I meant by like this is like right after his origin, like, and that
you're still learning, right.
Tony Stark needs to make him who he is, kind of. But at the same time, I didn't think he was too forced himself. He wasn't like overdone in the movie Tony Stark. He was all right.
Yeah, I thought you were
not as good as 1 or 2. Honestly, I like 1 better than 2. I think this is better than 2 because I just can't deal with that whole he can't shoot webs because he's depressed sequence. It was kind of
organic web shooters. Fuck that shit.
It's all based on
stupid post-credit sequence. At the moment, I was kind of annoyed, but it's all right. I mean, it's whatever. It's almost like a parody of like just what they do.
I love the last post-credit sequence with Captain America where he's like.
That's I think
that's the best one. That's the best one.
But my score is like a full point higher, at least. Cause, I enjoyed the movie. It was fun, even though I don't like a lot of those aspects. But still, probably the second best or best I saw this year.
Okay, this is pretty good actually. Mine is still isn't happy about teenage Peter Parker / high school life focus, but accept it. That's pretty accurate.
You said that because you're like,
I think that's pretty accurate.
The next one.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Reluctantly agrees that Holland is the best Spider-Man. I think I don't reluctantly agree on this one. I meant
reluctantly in terms of like you were waiting this whole every time I brought it up. In terms
okay,
of,
so
like,
that's accurate then too. Okay, so that's 2 for 2 on this one. I love that. Likes Keaton as the Vulture, a good MCU villain. Yeah, okay, that's 3 for 3 on this one. I think
it doesn't die for a change.
Yeah,
Loki doesn't die.
Well, right, but that's the only one we've ever really mentioned.
Yeah,
you can't really kill him either.
Yeah, I didn't make the statement, but I did like Michael Keaton as the Vulture. I thought that he was a good MCU villain. I said that. Likes Tony Stark's role in the film. Yes, that's very accurate. I think I literally said that exact wording when we were talking about this. So right on that one. Didn't care for Shocker 1 or 2. That you're wrong on. I think he's a throwaway.
You just disrespected him as a villain so much just to like say that it was okay for him to suck.
I guess in my head I thought Shocker was a more prominent villain, but
no,
you did kept saying how he was a waste, Jim.
He is a waste. He's a C-level villain.
But I guess that's filling the role. It's like whatever.
Yeah, not as good as Spider-Man 1 or 2. Clearly, that's wrong.
I actually did not think you're going to like this better than Spider-Man 1 or 2.
Absolutely.
Because I know you hold them in high regard.
I do. I hold
especially 2.
I hold 2 in high regard. And even after leaving the theater, I was like, is it better than 2? And you know what? I am going to rewatch 2 soon, so I can actually definitively.
It's gonna feel really cheesy.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm
gonna
two
do
is
it.
cheesier than 1, which is part of the reason why I like 1 a little better.
You know what's funny is I watch. Here's the thing: like 2's villain, Doc Ock, is so good in that. Alfred Molina actually nails that role, and that's.
But I like even though it's also kind of hammy. I love Willem Dafoe. Like that's who Willem Dafoe
he's a
is
great,
to me.
yeah.
Still.
That was
he's still Norman Osborn to me whenever I see him anywhere.
Interested in sequel and Avengers conclusion? Yes, I think we've actually said that straight on. So yeah, you know what? You're pretty accurate on me here, Tony. Actually, you're almost spot on. What? Like 5 of 7 so far.
Yeah.
Great post-credit sequence. I think I just literally said that by wording of Captain America. And you know what's funny is I opened this and I didn't really read that part, but I actually made that statement after I opened this. 8 out of 10. I give it a 9 out of 10. So
yeah, I didn't think you would like it. I actually wasn't trying to intentionally try, but I didn't want to overhype it just because I know we talked about other stuff early in the year. So I was like, I'm not going to overhype it, but I was like, well, maybe I'll undersell it. Because the thing is, I knew there were a lot of parts that I thought you guys were just not going to like. Like, there was a decent amount of high school folks. I'm like, man, these guys are going to hate this shit so much. But you guys didn't mind it.
It worked very well with the story. I thought it was awesome with that. And I was against it. I'm against it. I do prefer an older Peter Parker, but I tell you what, this movie, it worked. And I even said it at the beginning of this podcast. I said, I don't know how the sequel is going to be with more high school life. I even made that statement, but I thought it was very well done with this, and I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with this movie, and I cannot wait for it to come out in 4K UHD. I'll be buying it in a second.
Everything.
So, yeah. It's finally, like, for me, it's like you got to see an agile Spider-Man. You got to see, and I thought that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is not as agile. He's more of a brawnier Spider-Man. So I did like that. I like that about Andrew Garfield. You got that version of Andrew Garfield with Spider-Man. Not that he was bad with that. Story sucked, and he was also a terrible Peter Parker. But you got both versions here. You got Peter Parker as Tom Holland, Tom Holland as Peter Parker, and it was good, very good. And Spider-Man is, you get Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and both versions fit. So I'm looking forward to him as getting older.
Yeah. This is your favorite superhero movie in the past?
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah, I think that's an easy statement. Yeah. I really enjoyed Guardians quite a bit. I really enjoyed that movie, and I liked Wonder Woman quite a bit as well. But this has been, like, I'm very happy with this. Very, very happy with this movie. Bravo. Best I can say, bravo.
I think the title is very appropriate of Homecoming.
Yeah.
It's like just looping that, Captain America end thing.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
I feel like that's part of why they named it Homecoming.
Michael Keaton, fantastic villain. Yeah.
Love it.
And I love that we're gonna. I mean, his facial features just scream. Like,
I said actually walking out that it's funny how Michael Keaton sort of became Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he kind of did. He got that facial villain. Yeah, he did do that very well. You're right. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward. Like, movie of the year right now. I'd say so. But I mean, I'm very much looking forward to Thor. There's a lot of stuff in November too. I mean, November's busy. Star Wars is coming up, so, but it's going to be very interesting for our of the years. It really is going to be. So this whole year is going to be interesting, games and movie wise. So
I don't remember what I gave Logan.
Logan was so good too, but this has been.
I think I do enjoy watching Logan more than this.
See, Logan for me,
I can put that on and watch it.
And
you can't put this on and watch it? Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying I can't put this on and watch it. I'm saying I can with Logan.
I love your reactions, Jim.
You're taking things too literally. I didn't say anything against that. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I personally I think Logan.
It's been way too long of a bonus round, so I'm not gonna bring this up now. But you never mind. No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. No, fine. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it, as I am for Spider-Man being the #1 movie I've seen this year. So,
even last year too. Sounds like.
Yeah, and last year too. So, well,
more than Rogue One.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Rogue One was
in retrospect,
way better than Rogue One.
Kind of bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really enjoyed Rogue One, and I still do. I mean, yes, in retrospect, it's not a great movie. But this has been the best movie I've seen in 2 years.
A lot of fun. Yeah, there's a lot we didn't even talk about.
No, we couldn't. I mean, we dissected this movie a lot, and it's an hour and a half of a podcast right now, and it's
bigger than our other podcasts, I think, this week.
Yeah, I loved it. I knew you guys would be on 8.5. I knew you would be. I knew all of you would be. I just knew it. So.
Well, hopefully you guys had fun with that. I would be interested in one of you guys doing it for another movie for, predictions on.
I'll see what's coming up next that we'll all go see.
Yeah. All right, that's going to wrap up the bonus round number, what do we have? 33, I think, right?
Yep.
33.
Yeah,
so thanks for listening and viewing. Tune in next week to our normal, regularly scheduled podcasts.
San Diego Comic-Con, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, Jesus, that's here. Yep. A lot of stuff. I've been playing some games, too, so tune in. I have some stuff to talk about in the next podcast. I didn't get to talk about it this week, so. All right, thanks.